Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Tabletop Almanac, and welcome back to Building Better Worlds, the Great Mother Mission Lost Worlds campaign for the Alien RPG from Freely Publishing. My name is Simon. I am your host and game mother for this campaign, and yes, you can call me Mother. And with me are the brave and still willing to come back players of our protagonists. I'll let them introduce themselves and tell you who they're playing, and then we will kick it off. So, Matt, why don't you start?
Hi, I'm Matt E. of Old Bones Publishing. You can find our products mostly for the Mithras role-playing game at Drive-Thru RPG, and I will be playing Hideo Wetherington, a medic and occasional diplomat on the Great Mother Mission, who's really good at running away from stuff.
You gotta be good at something, right? Okay, and Corbin.
Hello, I am Corbin, and he, him pronouns. I am the Awkward GM Corbin on YouTube, and I am currently playing Exton Lister, Roughneck.
All right. So, these two are crew on board the Solovetsky Island, a ship which is part of the Great Mother Mission, which is all the powers of Earth, being the United Americas, United Peoples Protectorate, and the Three World Empire, along with Weyland-Yutani and the UN, going to find the missing the colonies on the far spinward areas to reconnect with them after the great disaster that cut them off. The PCs have just finished at May Outpost, where they overthrew a dictator and installed their own dictator. Basically,
to have the dictator of your choice.
Exactly. Yeah. And now, as campaign structure and their mission structure goes, it's time to file a report. So they are filing a report with the android Gaius on the UNCSS Ianla, and he has this time requested this to be done in person to reconvene with the fleet, as there are a few new things that will be that you'll learn about when you arrive. So the ship pilots back without incident, and docking with the Ianla, you've got some time. Yourselves and Captain Keating go on into, along with Lakota Monroe, are brought into a briefing room with Gaius, who does his usual sort of, I'm a stoic android, but am I stoic because I'm an android, or am I just stoic? And do I remind you of Michael or not? And should you be scared? What's going on here? So he sits across the table from you, and what you are asked to do is give a debriefing of the expedition. Yes, of course, where you as PCs can tell the NPCs whatever you want, leaving out things or adding things, embellishing, who knows what. So you'll begin with the debriefing of what happened, then provide your recommendations for the future of the planet or colony. And then we get into requests for crew replacements, refueling, and supplies and repairs. And you can also ask for bonuses too. But we'll work on actual cash, because I don't think we've actually spent too much time with cash over the course of this campaign, but also because your original PCs died and took their money with them. So
that's fair, yeah.
Died, yes. Sorry, clarify. Died horribly. So, your debriefing, please. And this is where Captain Keating is half relying on you, as along with Monroe, as you three were the ones sort of in the shit of it.
None of our comrades died, right?
No. This time, no one died. You got away death-free. Sorry. Yeah, mostly death-free. All right, so who's going to start?
I will let Hideo go first because I am merely a technician in this regard.
All right. I'm bound to forget something, so do jump in when the time is right.
Okay.
I'll
gaslight you when it's appropriate.
Okay. We arrive planet-side and we're greeted, and it quickly became apparent that things were not things were not in good shape on the at the outpost. Things were nominally okay in the sense that, people were going around living their lives, and it was, a fairly bustling place, but there was discontent, and it soon became clear that the place was being ruled by a brutal dictator. And we were sort of thrown in the sense that we ended up acting as diplomats, even though we were not necessarily prepared to do that, or trained to do that, or good at doing that.
But you returned.
Yes, we managed to create to defuse the situation and take advantage of someone else's plan, which was already in effect, to overthrow the leader. And we found a way to effect that outcome. We brought it about. Exton did an excellent job, actually. We couldn't have done it without his good work.
And now that they have been overthrown?
Well, we'll see if the new regime is any better. At least we know that they are more favorably inclined towards our mission and to coming back into the fold.
Yeah.
Excellent. What were these people independent, or did they belong to one of the powers and had simply been isolated? If you need my input, then
yeah, out of character. This is where my memory fails me a little bit. I believe they were independent, and they were kind of jockeying to see which power they could court, or maybe be ignored entirely and just do their own thing.
Yes, at the time, that was the case. But what you did learn was that it started off as a 3-world Empire Royal Marine outpost.
Yeah, right.
And then was taken over by the Chinese Asian Nations Collective, which became the Great Kinning Cooperative, which was the newly formed power led by Colonel Zhang Jie.
Right.
Do you keep any of this from Gaius, or is it all still?
No, I think there's no reason to hold back any of that.
And are all the powers active at May Outpost part of this cooperative now?
I'm not sure. I don't know how to answer that. I think that they're willing trade partners with us in any case.
Good. Now, if you wouldn't mind, Wayland corporation files state that it had nearly 1 billion people in 2100. Can you confirm or deny this number? Does it seem sensible given what they went through and how many are left?
I don't know. I don't know where those people went, but there were far fewer than 1 million. I think it was order 50,000 or something.
Well, we will have to do a proper census.
Yeah.
There was something unusual.
Yes.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh,
please.
no, go right ahead.
Well, one of you tell me.
There's some sort of other species presence there. The warlord was feeding people to these other creatures in exchange for, I'm not sure what, either some sort of power that they gave him, or maybe just to placate them, to get them to not descend en masse onto the rest of the colony or something. But we witnessed this, and it was used as public execution, as a scare tactic against the rebels that were already among his people. But there was something else going on. Definitely, there was some sort of pyramid there, ancient.
Yeah, there seemed to be a scheme around it.
Yeah.
Please continue.
Another group of people were sent into it.
Yeah.
No one comes out alive.
Yeah, only one of them survived it. And
what do you mean by another group? Presumably they would have had plenty of time to do it themselves.
Right. I think we believe that the warlord knew how bad it might be to send his own people there, and therefore, use these other people as bait to get the mission done without sacrificing his own people. And it was like their rite of passage to strike up a good relationship with him. That's
also strangers.
I think that's correct. I don't remember out of character.
They there was enough evidence to show that they were UPP.
Right.
So you can tell him that or not, as you like.
I don't see any reason not to. It might be harder to remember all the lies later. So,
well, only because they're one of the powers behind the mission. So,
right.
That's up to you.
They were. Oh, I see. Okay. Maybe we don't actually want to reveal that. What do you think about that, Corbin?
We could just say that we don't know who they were.
Right. They were strangers. You're right. But some other faction.
Strangers
Understood.
in a strange land.
We will have to keep our eyes out for them. Must have been from another colony.
I'm not sure. I think that these folks were mostly to themselves and had not had a lot of contact with other colonies. But maybe I misunderstood that part.
And your recommendations for the future of the colony?
Maintain trade relations. Send missions there periodically. But when you do, just in case this leadership turns out the same as the last one, I would definitely send some military support, because we almost ended up, prisoners, kidnapped there,
Yes.
and then that would be it.
Lakota raises their hand. I actually was held prisoner by the warlord.
I don't recall that happening.
Just to clarify things, I was also the witness to these monsters.
Right.
These two were nowhere near the lake when it occurred. I was reporting to them over radio.
Right.
The captain heard as well.
Yeah, but the warlord didn't like force you to stay there and threaten to kill you if you left.
He most certainly did.
I don't recall that. Do we have recording of that?
Why do you think I didn't leave?
I mean, if you, I'm not one to judge who people are interested in. No, I'm just messing with you.
Derailing this whole game.
This is when the captain, breaks his stoic silence. Exton, shut up.
Yes, sir. I was messing.
All right.
Yeah, Dakota was in real danger, and this is sort of what I mean by I felt thrown in. I'm a medic. I'm trained for that. It's in my skill set. It's what I'm supposed to do. But we ended up forced to, play roles that we were not really equipped to handle. And the only reason it turned out well was because of Exton's skill in the situation that we maneuvered ourselves into, plus something uncontrollable, a group that was already there circumstantially. They already kind of had a plan, and we just helped them bring it to fruition. But other than that, I think the leaders of our mission ought to consider more carefully this as an example of the kind of situation we could walk into blind and how badly it could have gone for us, except for skill and good fortune.
Noted. Now, we asked you to return to deliver your report in person. As due to the incident on KOI 78401 Dillon Colony, as you said, crewing our vessels is something to think further about. Therefore, we are going to assign detachments to your crew. They will be there to provide military force should it be required.
And we also need negotiation force.
Yeah, what we really needed this time around were diplomats.
Monroe Racing Unit. Diplomat held hostage. Just pointing that out.
No,
I mean, are you
more
trained?
than one would have been nice, is what I'm saying. I agree. We definitely you were there, and we definitely needed some Space Marines, I think. I can't believe I'm saying that. Usually I spend my time cleaning up after them. But I have to say that, it would be a terrible mistake not to rethink personnel, but maybe not in the way that you are thinking about them. I think we need more diplomats and negotiators, as well as more force.
Understood. Your suggestions are noted and will be taken into consideration. Now, feel welcome while you are here to engage with the Any available activities upon the Ianla while we refuel you and arrange for additions to your roster? You are dismissed.
Yes, sir.
All right, so now you've got downtime.
Mm.
So this is when you can spend XP, which I think you've already done.
Right.
And this is where you can sort of do your thing. So each of you gets a turn to narrate a scene involving your PC, how they're using their downtime, who they're spending it with, what they're doing. This could be something emotional, coping with what's been going on, checking in on family who might be in cryosleep on the Ianla, something exciting, mundane, funny, but it's for you to just sort of express yourself with. And then I will also tell you about some of the stories you're hearing about the rest of the Great Mother mission.
Now you go first this time, Corbin.
Okay. Well, for me, I'm tinkering away on a vending machine, getting my heavy machinery up on that. The chicken soup nozzle is clogged a bit, but I managed to get it out with a 14B. I don't know why there's rolling going on.
Oh, that was for me. Okay, go ahead.
And I definitely spend some time trying to relax, play some pool in the rec room if we have any, and lower my stress a bit, which I think actually is lowered to 0 right now, so that's good.
Yeah, is it 0 for both of you now?
Yeah, it's 0.
Wow, what a mission!
Indeed.
Yeah, none of what we've come to expect from Alien the RPG. Okay, and then Matt, what's Hideo doing in his downtime?
Hideo's trying to work through all of his feelings of a bit of confusion and betrayal, because what he was saying in his mission report was the mild version. It's one thing to be under fire in a battle, or to be called upon to do something in the moment like that, but when it was drawn out like this, and it was, I don't know, there's a certain straightforwardness, if not honesty, to that sort of a situation. You know what's going on, you can see what's going on, and he knows how to react to that. But he's got a lot of inner conflict following all of this, and especially that mysterious revelation that we were privy to there. And so I think that Hideo would spend his time, thinking on it, meditating, trying to come to peace with what he's feeling now. And I don't know if he would have I'm pretty sure that he feels like he can't talk about stuff like this to Lister. I don't think Lister's the type. But I don't know who else he has in that sense. So do they have therapists out here? I mean, I suppose they do, but I'm wondering if they use androids as therapists.
Maybe.
If that would be better or worse, or just different somehow.
Well, let's decide. Do you want to have an android therapist?
Do they have to abide by the same rules that human therapists do?
Yeah. In this case, I think it'd be easier to establish because they could be programmed to not act against their oath.
Right. But I don't know, they could also be programmed to report back everything they hear to their bosses.
Who knows? It's alien.
Yeah.
You want me to come by and use Comtech to try and erase the memory bank?
Wipe his mind, yeah.
Okay, I spilled my
Stick it to
guts
the bright
now.
light.
Well,
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah, let's pretend that he somehow finds an android more comforting for this purpose.
okay, sure. All right. So, the two of you have had your time and talked about how you're coping. Now, there are a few things that you hear about. One of those, why couldn't we have gone there as another colony is explored? And it seemed to have gone on as well as one could hope for. There were no the colony was not in the greatest of shape. It had been forced due to lack of supplies and the ability to repair technology to revert to previous technological methods of survival. So no tractors, you get plows, which might be hitched to whatever local fauna most closely resembles a beast of burden and is the least likely to kick you in the head. But that ship has come back without incident as well, just no incidents, period. It was the world was in good enough condition that it could be a significant agrarian addition to, well, the region. So, and then also, and this is where this happens when you learn about this when your new crew members arrive. So first, you have a new mechanic type, also roughneck.
Davor?
A new one.
Oh, you Davor. I was just say, didn't he get eaten by cannibals like us?
Yes, Davor and yourselves were eaten by cannibals. But he belongs to, he comes from the Three World Empire, as does your, where are they? Your replacement security chief or security officer. So they and two of the Marines attached to you. The Marines, or for lack of a better word, are this is clearly a political arrangement because you have soldiers from the three world empires, you have soldiers in the United Americas, and one from the UPP present. Therefore, they don't necessarily work well together yet, and you've clearly not been given a sort of a cohesive unit. When Gaius said for general security, he clearly meant that this would be under Carter, the new security officer for the Solovetsky Island, and the captain's purview. But this is difficult as one of the United Americas soldiers is ranked at the level of captain. And is clearly grumbling about having to answer to quote unquote civilians. Then you get a new ICC inspector, someone to keep an eye on things, make sure you're all behaving.
Clipboard guy.
Yeah.
Cannon fodder.
Well,
Falling through fodder.
Let's not let your second ICC inspector die almost instantly on the mission.
It wasn't almost instantly. He was in the car.
Yes,
that was the safest place to be.
Right. The life expectancy of a Spinal Tap drummer.
Yes. Well,
God.
Accurate. But then one of the things that you do pick up from the Three World Empire citizens is that they've been receiving some news from home, and that is that the breakaway of the New Albion Protectorate is not going well for the Three World Empire and going much better for New Albion, as more and more planets seem to be breaking away to join them. When you hear about this, or when the crew hears about this, there is definite approval on Monroe's face, knowing she's Three World Empire and has been openly supporting the New Albion Protectorate as it's started to grow. But it seems that the two soldiers are on the opposite side of the political field, but your new security officer is on her side as well. So you have basically 4 Three World Empire members to support the New Albion Protectorate and to support the Empire. So let's hope things don't get too messy.
World Empire too.
Yeah.
But I don't know who he supports, to be honest. I haven't thought about that.
Yeah, well, it's up to you. Up to you.
Forget which one I am. I think I'm
United Americas.
No, I remember choosing something that was basically like a union thing, but I don't remember exactly.
Okay.
I don't have it down listed here. I think I did for my old character.
Where they're from?
Yeah, I feel like I had it for my old character. Which one would be the United Kingdom? Even though
that'd be Three World Empire.
That's
no, let's go with the U.S.
So United Americas?
Yeah, United Americas. I'll put it in here.
All right.
I don't talk about politics.
Neither does Hideo. It's true. It seems to mean less out here, or maybe being out here is a chance for it to mean less.
Yeah, it's a good point. Okay. Now, your next mission.
Oh, I have a question. Did we need to do cryo sleep to get back to make our big report or anything? But I don't think so, right? It wasn't that far.
No. You're not being sent too far afield each time.
Okay.
And all of these colonies wouldn't wouldn't have been necessarily cryosleep distance. The reason that you have all those people in cryosleep is so that they can then repopulate as they need to. But you're the grunts getting it done. All right. Okay. So everyone is sort of getting their stuff together, getting themselves set up and, squared away, ready to disembark on the next mission.
Mm-hmm.
The comms unit activates and Gaius speaks through. Good day, Solovetsky Island. I hope all is well. As you know, a key element of the Great Mother mission is to recolonize this sector of space under the collaborative banner of the United Nations, and not any one supranational corporation. The third planet in the KOI 1966 system, KOI 1966.03, was noted as suitable for colonization before the isolation, and this has been corroborated by our long-range survey scans. Governor Abantu has taken a close personal interest in the colonization of this planet. Between you and me, he is desperate for a good news story, and setting up the first colony of the Great Mother mission will be that story. Your task is to travel to KOI 196603 as the advance party for the colonization. The Eonla will be 24 hours behind you. We have 4 atmosphere processors riding on Eonla's back and consuming fuel at a terrible rate, so we need to get them deployed soon. And thousands of colonists on ice to wake up and start making better worlds for all. You will oversee the colonization operation and then survey the planet for valuable resources. As I said, Governor Abantu himself is the driving force behind this expedition and expects to see rapid results. Don't let him down. All right, and he disconnects.
Okay.
All right, so course is set, and you take off.
Booyah.
So what's this planet going to be like when we get there?
Well, to the best of your knowledge, is it is a relatively suitable planet for colonization. We just don't have any deeper intelligence on it. Hence the forward expeditionary force.
Okay,
Right.
so we're just doing survey scans?
Survey scans, we will
Boots on-
land, boots on the ground. No better way to learn what's going on there. But of course, we'll move carefully, and we now have this contingent with us that can help if things get ugly.
Mm-hmm.
Between you and me. Keep them between you and them, and then run.
Right.
Not losing more of my crew here. Not when they're paid to do this.
I guess I'm asking because you said there are 4 atmosphere processing units, but the place seems to be, suitable for colonization. So I guess I'm wondering what suitable means if it doesn't have breathable atmosphere.
Well, that would be a question for Gaius. However, it might be that it just needs a little push. Let me check my my records that he sent over. Aha. Well, this will be welcome break. One might call it a pristine twin of Earth.
Hmm.
A warm and temperate climate, tropical regions at the equator, and freezing poles. The atmosphere processors, though, are to add ozone to the stratosphere. It does have high levels of ultraviolet radiation from the local star. This will help keep that at bay. So atmosphere is breathable, but not
Protective.
protective in the same way as we'd hope. Gravity should be Earth standard. Though, be ready to wear an eye mask. The day lasts 48 hours.
Oh.
Cool. 48 hours, man.
Yeah. Well, if I tell you it's a few days shift, I don't want to hear any complaints when it turns out to be double.
So few days being 3, it would be 6. 6 Earth time.
Lister, I'm still kind of joking on that, but yes, you're correct.
I know. I was just, hey, my time is precious to me.
There's a beeping sound, and then we'll presume you're all on the bridge. Your new pilot, Stan.
Stan
The man.
He's he's a former. Well, he says he used to work freelance for Weyland-Yutani. Whether that's how they do it or not, whether you can be former freelance, who knows? But he talks big. Captain, we were picking something up on our sensors here. It looks to be a ship.
A ship?
Mm-hmm. It's not particularly large, and we're not getting many readings off of it in terms of power. It seems to be dead in the water. It is dead. I would say it's dead in the water, but it is moving. Very slow roll going. And
Is
as
it
you go,
on the planet or in space?
this is in space. You haven't reached the planet yet.
Right, okay.
As you get a bit closer, scanners are able to get a better read on it. It is a smaller ship. There's no transponder, of course, as it's not generating any power.
Small as in Solovetsky Island small, or small as in like...
Smaller than the Solovetsky Island.
Yeah, okay.
Solovetsky Island isn't, tiny. Exactly. It's not huge. You are sort of pushing the crew with these additional troops.
Okay.
But it can, it can carry up to 100 for short journeys or an emergency. So, you're relatively well off on this. This is much smaller than that.
Okay.
And the scan and then image shows that yes, it's very tiny, and then the closer you get closer and closer, it has UPP markings From where you are, you can see that its side door is missing. In fact, the way it looks from the markings around the doorway, it's been blown off.
Uh-huh.
So at least in that part of the ship, there's no atmosphere. It's just open to space.
Mm-hmm.
That is not good.
What Stan looks up, and that's I recognize that. That's a UPP scout ship. It's part of the Cosmos Exploration Corps.
So
We don't have any in the fleet.
So it's not from us. So how did you
Probably not.
get out here?
Well, that's a question for people who get paid a lot more than I do. Captain, how close do you want to get to this thing? Captain's like, well, if there's anyone on board, we are obligated to try to help them.
Looks like they got at mode.
If they're in suits or cryo, then, well, if they're in cryo, then the power being cut may or may not help. But if any of the crew managed to get into suits, then they could be surviving this.
So we have to check it out.
Oh,
damn it.
Everyone on the crew, this is the right thing to do, even if it seems like a terrible idea.
That's such a vote of confidence.
No, it just means we move cautiously, and we're careful, we're methodical, we don't take risks.
Don't you hate ghost ship stories? Like people go find the ship drifting into space, no one's on board, yet no one comes back alive.
Lister, I'm sending you and
Hideo, god damn it!
For medical reasons. He looks over at Carter and Silva, who's the UA captain. I think we should send a couple of your people along. Who do you recommend? And you are assigned is UPP Private First Class Stanley or Stanislav Zimus. Oh gosh, how am I going to pronounce this? Zmijewski. I know how to pronounce these things. I think I just need to sound it out.
Can you write it?
Sure, for you. Yeah, I can do it. It'll be in the chat in Foundry.
Oh, in Foundry. Zemensky.
No. Zmijewski.
Zimajewski.
Zemajensky.
That would be the Americanization of it.
Zoom Majetsky.
Yeah.
Stanislav Tadeusz Majewski. In case he has any knowledge on the UPP tech. And they'll also assign Sergeant Iona of the UA. All right.
Shmievsky.
Call me Stan.
Simievsky.
I mean, I'm I have pulled up like a little thing of like pronunciation guide.
I bet you I wasn't too far off. Okay. Suit up.
Shmievsky.
Mievsky. Suit up U4. And let's keep our fingers crossed.
Oh, I didn't mean to do that.
That's okay. You didn't get any
No
stress
harm.
dice out of it. Imagine if I couldn't reduce your stress dice, like manually, and whatever you accidentally rolled was what you had to deal with. All right.
That would show us.
Yeah, no kidding. All right, so you suit up, and the Solovetsky Island pulls up alongside. You can see the ship's name at SSV Sokol. Yeah, here you guys. We're going to attempt to dock and keep it steady at the blown out door. Since there's no power and possibly no one alive on there, we can't count on anyone being able to help us on that end. So
can we bring a portable power supply to like at least get the ship systems up and download something from them?
Let's bring one, see what you can do. Lister?
Yeah,
That's your
sure.
job.
I'll put it in my backpack or put it on my. How big is this?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, you just need to give it a bit of a boost to try to get something going. And it's the future, even though it's the future of the 1980s. It's well, you know what? It's in space, and it presumably they have no gravity, so it doesn't really matter in terms of weight.
Yeah,
You can just
it's
kind of
volume
push it
I'm
in
worried
front
about.
Just push it in front of you.
Okay.
Get Stan to help you with it.
So do we have to like spacewalk on a line or something?
They'll send with sufficient thrust, send out someone, in this case possibly Lister, so you can pick up, well, because you're the roughneck,
Yeah,
to sort of bring the bridge, the docking bridge over there and then secure it before the rest of you sort of moving over.
What do we use? Magnetic shoes or something so that we don't drift off by accident?
Yeah. You've got magnetic shoes on these things. You can walk around on the outside even if you want. And so it's easy enough. Although, you know what? It is still kind of. Would you say this is something Lister does on a regular basis?
No, definitely not on a regular basis.
Okay. So let's have an actual roll from Lister then.
Heavy machinery?
Let's call it that.
Because this is me extending the.
Yeah, like helping to extend and bring the bridge over,
Yeah.
But you want to position it properly, and it's not an easy thing to do necessarily. So go ahead and make your roll.
Oh,
yeah, there you go. Got your success.
Yeah, I'm not going to push.
You're not going to push. But why?
I mean, I only have one success, but I feel stressed out already.
You don't need to worry about it.
Yeah, it's just an empty ship. It's not like empty ships ever killed anyone.
No, never.
Or an entire crew except for one person and a cat.
I don't know what you're talking about. What What ridiculous vid are you watching to make you think of that?
Nothing.
Okay. So he is able to secure it, and the four of you start to make your way over to. So this would be one of the airlock doors. Getting to the other side, it's relatively small space. The inner door is open.
Oh boy.
Anyone home?
Friends, I don't know what we're going to find in here, but I suggest that you prepare yourselves.
Iona and Stan hoist their rifles and start taking point. Thankfully, though they may be on opposing sides, the general principles of clearing and sweeping spaces remain the same, and they do still share a language that they can communicate with. So they step out. One turns right, one turns left. The airlock door, or there should be an airlock on both sides. The door in front of you is still closed and not intact. And to the left is where the bridge should be.
Mm-hmm.
That door is also open. And then to the right, there's a corridor which would lead to the ready deck.
So this
but from there
has been vented?
Unless there are any places, unless this was recent, and there are any places where people are holed up and I guess kept doors shut, then it does seem like all the atmosphere would have left this place by now.
I feel like we should close some doors.
Right. The first thing we should do is close the door to the exterior if we can. And we were talking about going to the bridge anyway, so let's do that.
Right.
Can I close the exterior door first?
No, it's been blown off.
There's no exterior door. Okay.
Are there any doors around the exterior door that we can close off to sort of make like a bubble?
Yeah, that's the. Oh, sorry, no. But you could close off this airlock with the door that leads into the ship itself.
Okay.
But that does take a fair bit of elbow grease. With no power, you really have to crowbar this thing and sort of shove it shut.
I think we should do the power first then, I guess.
All right. So the two soldiers are mostly just sort of doing their thing, right? Rifles up, one kind of taking lead, one taking rear, together doing sweeps of that. They're going to go on new room, new sweep, etc. Otherwise, they'll be keeping their eyes on entrances and exits. So the bridge.
Yeah.
The bridge is, typical in the sense that all bridges would be roughly, have roughly the same stuff, though it's a bit different than what you might be used to. One thing that is definitely different than what you're used to, for the most part, is the scorch marks all over the walls and floor. Specifically, it does seem like it starts at the at the pilot seat.
Scorch.
And the computer there, or the controls, are absolutely destroyed.
Yeah. Crazy shit.
So what about the co-pilot station?
Also destroyed.
What about the co-pilot station?
Shut up. You don't find a co-pilot station.
Is there any way we can jerry rig something for ourselves
To get this thing piloting?
to at least get like the main controls up, or is the main control something we can still access?
Yeah.
It doesn't look like it. In terms of piloting the ship, it doesn't.
But like, could we get power back up and close some doors and get atmo?
Maybe, but I think you need to find or get to the engineering section in the reactor, which is in the rear of the ship.
Oh, we need to get like the ship's, what is it? The mother box, the black box recorder.
Yeah, the long data drive that was for
long.
But
a ship would have one.
Okay.
As well.
Yeah, the black box for the ship. Yeah.
It would typically be in the nav records, but
I'll go grab that. That seems like something important we should do right now.
Yeah, it's not there. In fact, it would have been at the where is that space? Where it would have been, your guess at least, since this isn't laid out the same way UA or Wayu ships are. From what looks like it might be the captain's chair. That has also been smashed to pieces.
This has to have been purposeful sabotage, man.
Yeah, someone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is not subtle. There's nothing subtle about this. It's very clearly a deliberate attempt to destroy both navigation systems and the command center.
This is so weird, though. I mean, ships are valuable. If it was pirates or something like that, they would have wanted the navigation thing so that they could drive the ship back somewhere and sell it for parts or just sell it as a whole or something. Ships are valuable. Why would you destroy a ship?
I look over to Hideo because they wanted no one to know what happened here.
I can only agree.
This is the SSV Sokol.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sokol.
Like the mystery of the SSV Sokol. Going in records of such mysteries as Roanoke Island, what's Amelia Earhart and
the Titanic.
Babylon's 1 through 4.
That's true. You've got to give the far future one as well as the two real world ones, right? It's the rule. 2 things that actually existed and then 1 that only exists in universe.
It's the rule of 3s, kind of, a little bit.
Yeah, it's a trope.
That's true. In my game I'm currently running, they have bounty hunter wanted posters. The first 2 are always serious. The third one is always a joke.
Nice. Okay, so what's the plan?
I mean, I guess at this point it's a matter of looking for survivors or bodies to give them a proper disposition.
Hmm.
Is there like a security station with like cameras and something nearby?
That is independently powered.
Well, I was thinking, don't I have like a power supply thing?
Oh, yeah. But again, you would need to get the entire ship's
Oh,
power
yeah.
up, right?
I was thinking of
So,
jerry rigging something.
uh, um, right. No, that's fair.
Comtech.
Maybe from tactical or from, yeah, tactical's, well, tactical's in the rear towards engineering anyway. It should be the last kind of room before going there.
Oh, there
Right.
isn't like a map or anything of how the ship's laid out, is there?
No, I'm kind of giving you some info based
Okay.
on like uh
Whoops.
Stanislav is translating like the directions on the wall.
Oh,
Mhm.
I should make a little drawing of it. So we've got like actually it's too late. We've done too much. Okay,
Well, I guess let's head to the rear of the ship.
yeah, let's head to the rear.
And
I do
no signs of people, even though there was all this obvious violence up front. No signs of people, huh?
Mm, no.
Okay.
I have a thing called jury rig. Is there like
Mhm.
a are there any like motion trackers or devices like floating around?
Uh, not floating around, but you could have one with you, I suppose.
Okay. And have we found any bodies at all?
No.
Okay, that is even more concerning. Great. Ugh. I'll have a motion tracker on me and be bleeping and blooping.
Yep. It's above you and below you
How do
and inside you.
I can drag it in from somewhere, right?
Yeah, but don't worry about it. You can just have it. Won't make a. But yeah, you should be able to get it as an item. Um,
M314 motion tracker.
chain motion tracker. There we are. Lister open.
Originally designed. I put it in there.
Oh, you did. Okay. Great.
Only
Okay.
detects moving objects. Will detect an enemy with a motion tracker. Doesn't mean you have spotted it and engaged with it. Okay.
Right. Okay.
All right. So moving through the ready deck, you do see the stairs that lead down to the underbelly of the ship. But beyond that should be the door to tactical. Opening it up.
Stan, Iona.
Yep. It's in a bit of disarray, you know.
General disarray. Okay.
Yes. And however, the door beyond, which is labeled engineering, seems closed and intact. They're really like crowbarring these things open, kind of each time you have to go through. But you know, tactical has kind of what you would expect. It's got a sort of um, like sensor display map, you know, like radar thingy, and spaces where a few weapons would go, but Stan tells you that would be more in the armory, which would be what she saw back off the previous room, the ready deck.
What ship is this?
Oh wait, hold on. Oh, whoops. Okay. But there is something else in tactical.
Yeah.
In the corner, and sort of spread out along the wall, but elevated slightly, is how to describe it? A like kind of big fleshy blob, which extends sort of tendrils along the wall.
On comm.
Yeah.
I say we've got what appears to be some sort of bioorganism thing clung to the ceiling. Corner of the ceiling. Looks to be not Gucci.
What is this thing?
Well, do you want to know my hypothesis as a roughneck?
Yes.
This thing took over the ship in some weird way that infected the crew. They decided to destroy everything on the ship itself, blew up every console that would allow this thing to move more than a snail's pace, and then atmoed themselves so that they wouldn't infect any more people. And so is the story of the so-called.
You have a great imagination.
I read a lot of horror movies, or watch a lot of horror
movies. Yes, but I admit I am unnerved by this thing.
Well, that's because it's unnerving.
Yes, but engineering is past it.
Right.
Can we go slowly, carefully?
Can Hideo judge whether this thing is like dormant or just waiting to pounce? I mean, does he see any evidence of blood flowing or pulsation or respiration of this thing or whatever? It's in the vacuum of space.
Mm-hmm.
So presumably it's not very lively, but that doesn't mean it's dead.
Yeah, you're not seeing anything that suggests that it might explode or leap off the wall at you, or it's not doing that like kind of thing.
Right. It's probably frozen if it's at 4 degrees or whatever.
So yeah, who knows?
I think we should go around it. It doesn't seem to be motile right now. I've never seen anything like that.
And they didn't want us ever to see it.
Okay. So we'll go and open the door as carefully as we can.
Okay.
Oh, I have a out of character question too.
Yeah.
These guys brought guns with them, but would they be discharging guns in a spaceship? Because if you punch a hole in the wall, that's a problem.
Yes, only there's already no atmosphere.
Right, in this particular case, but I mean,
Yep.
we didn't know that that was what we were going to find necessarily. So I'm wondering if they brought some other kind of weapons with them.
No, they did bring weapons with them, but they have knives as well. So beyond their their guns, they do have something that would be less explosive if necessary. So
Okay.
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 So Iona and Stan go ahead to open it. Why is it still showing that name? Oh, well, it doesn't matter. Those weird things. Oops, I closed them by accident.
I kind of want to throw a wrench at the thing and see if it moves.
God, what's wrong with you?
Indeed. Let sleeping dogs lie.
Yeah. What does that say? It says. Oh my God, I got too many things open here. Okay, now let's try. Oh, come on. It's not invisible to me. All right, can I not? Oh. Okay. Sorry, I'm just trying to push these things and I don't know why it's not. But it is giving me a bar telling me why I just can't see it. Because I have too many things in front. All right, now let's try. Oh. All right. All right, in that case. I didn't know it had to be done this way. Okay. All right, let's just try it again and see if that's. There we are. Okay. And then that's a success. Okay. All right. So the two of them get over to the door and they start prying it open.
Mm-hmm.
The it does start. Yeah, starts to slide open when Iona sort of loses his footing. And just sort of not slides because there's no no gravity, but kind of flips a bit, and before he can get his feet onto surface for the boots to activate, um, there's he gets uncomfortably close to the fleshy blob, and it bursts, and you see little, well, I guess they would describe them sort of as like motes or spores, sort of exude from it. And
Ew.
start to Iona's right in the middle of it, and he starts panicking as it seems like they're managing to make it into, well, starting to cover his suit.
Cover his suit.
Running.
The door's open now, though. He sort of freezes, and Stan just sort of stands there looking like, I don't know what to do. But he moves back as these are sort of just now gently spreading throughout the room.
Moving away. We've got contamination.
Yeah, let's get out of this room. Yeah.
Is the person who got hit Stan?
No, it's on the other one.
Yeah.
What's he doing?
He's freezing. Like he's standing there and just like, I don't know what. You know.
We need to lock this room down before anything gets out. Get back to the ship immediately.
So this is tactical that we're standing in now. So it has a lockable door, right?
Yeah, it has a shuttable door.
Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah, let's get the fuck out of Dodge.
I'm concerned a little bit that what has happened here already is the reason why all the blast doors are open.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm concerned that there was no way to get these spores off the ship, and the spores were traveling through vents, which meant basically it would fill the entire ship. Are we seeing any movement now on the motion tracker?
Nope.
God damn it. Okay. How much of the ship have we covered so far?
Like 3 rooms.
Out of how many?
A bunch.
Okay.
You've covered the bridge, ready deck, and now tactical.
Okay.
But if you want to get anything off of its systems, you gotta get a power up.
Okay.
Now, to be less scary, you are in atmospheric suits, right? Like,
Yeah.
you know, there aren't little holes for things to get through. They need to actually get in.
I thought you said that the guy was covered in it.
On the outside.
I thought you said it got in.
No. I started to, and then I realized, of course, it could not possibly. So
Okay.
he's just got like, it's almost like someone's blown a dandelion on him.
Yeah.
And it's stuck to his suit, but it's like kind of, it looks more mucusy.
Okay.
OS boy.
What's going on with the mic? I hear.
Oh, I think maybe this is rubbing up against something.
Okay.
But it has stopped. So
Okay. We'll be careful next time when we come across more of these things. However, I'm very concerned with how to decontaminate someone from that before heading off, getting back onto the ship.
So just to be clear, there's no atmosphere on this ship and it was exposed to space, right?
Mm-hmm.
So at that space temperature, it's at 2.7 Kelvin or whatever, and this shit isn't frozen solid. That's very weird.
Maybe it has some way of maintaining its internal temperature.
Yeah. Seriously, this is very strange news. I don't know what we're going to do with this.
I mean, half of me is thinking, one, we need to blast we need to blast this entire ship to Kingdom Come.
Purge the Xenos.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like it's gonna infect us, right? Like it seems like if I've watched Pod People a million times, like
What, Mystery Science Theater 3000 pod people?
no, the what was it? What's the one where it's maybe it's Invaders from Mars, where they go over they go over a bridge, and when they get to the end of the bridge, they fall through a hole and like come back like infected with like Martian shit. I don't know.
No, I don't know. That's not pod people.
Oh, Last of Us. Let's do Last of Us, because it's like if I've watched Last of Us or played Last of Us, like weird spores, that triggers me.
What did we just keep him in cargo until we can decontaminate?
I don't given the state of this ship, man, it means they probably tried that at some point. Like we need to get that suit like coated in something to get every piece of biomatter off of it.
Yeah, that's what I said. We place him in, space on Solovetsky Island, where we can burn or cleanse his suit of these things, and he comes back safely. We cannot leave him here.
I mean, he's on comms with us too, right?
Yeah,
You're just talking about this.
I'm not feeling anything here, so it hasn't. Whatever it is hasn't come inside.
Well, that's
I
good.
don't think.
That's
your
just
suit...
like the kind of thing that someone who was infected would say.
Hey.
I know of the 2020 pandemics. I know of people hiding their infections.
We're looking for a solution here. And I don't want to be left stranded on this ship.
No, I think our solution is we have to get the power back up on this ship and not bring you to the Solovetsky Island until we sort out what's going on.
Part of me thinks we should not, at the very least, we should not get Atmo back up. Make sure that your suit's integrity is holding. It's not like acid or something that's going to eat through your suit. If there's any way you can like wipe it off of yourself, that would be a plus.
Do you want me to try?
I mean, it's just like stuck to your suit right now, right?
Yes. Do you want me to try to wipe it off?
Yeah, grab like something that is not your hand.
Yeah.
Like, try like I don't know, a pencil or something that's nearby. Try to touch it to it, and then
He actually finds a flight jacket.
Okay.
In a locker, and and reaches back with it, and when he moves it away, yeah, you can see this substance on the jacket, and not on him as much anymore. Did it work? Looks like I got it onto this thing. Did it get off me?
I mean,
looks like it.
That's a good
can
sign.
be deceiving. We might need to like coat you in alcohol or something. I don't know. I don't know quarantine procedures.
Does Hideo know?
Yeah, you'd have a sense of that sort of thing. I think especially going on a mission like this, he would have, caught up or brushed up on the procedures. And yeah, I mean, sticking him in a sealed space somewhere, and then, I mean, not knowing what it is part of the problem, but using something which might universally kill stuff could be the way to go.
Mm-hmm.
Even like a decontaminant spray or foam.
Yeah. Do we have such a thing?
Yeah, I think it would make sense for all the ships to be equipped with that sort of thing. You would probably, well, all the places you've gone have had people, so who did not wear suits and did not seem to have any related problems. So there was no real need to go over disinfecting you when you got back on the ship. But in a situation like this, it makes more sense to do that. And were you to land on any planet with furious plants and animals, then yeah, probably. But
then let's get some of that stuff from the Solovetsky Island if we can, and we'll decon him in place here. But my thinking is that we need to have a safe space for him to step out of this suit if we can.
there's no atmosphere in here.
That's what I'm saying. I think we need to change that. I think we need to bring this ship back up to livable. Then we can get you out of this and into a fresh suit, and then we can get the fuck off of here.
Okay. I'm game. Just stick me somewhere until they can get over here with the decon foam. And I don't know. What else would you use? Water? High pressure? Or air? Alcohol? Sure you don't have alcohol on board?
We need something that is corrosive enough to kill the whatever the thing is, but not corrosive enough to breach the suit.
That would be preferable. Because if it breaches the suit, I don't want it on my skin either.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, knowing what you do of the island's manifest, you can probably find something suitable. So there would be like a decontamination foam or gel. And I mean, you wouldn't necessarily want to use water because you only have so much of that on the ship. But there would naturally be some way to get the gel off. So yeah, maybe it is like a pressure hose or something like that, which would just scrape it off with a spray of water, or like a fan of water kind of thing. So someone can come over with that as soon as they've got it together and suited up.
Yeah, let's decon this guy over here, not back on the Solovetsky Island. Yeah.
And they'll bring another suit?
Well, there's no way. Like I said, unless we get atmosphere back up on this ship, there's no way for you to get out of the bad suit and into the good suit.
Mm-hmm.
The bad suit's not going back on the island, as far as I'm concerned. It's staying out here in space forever.
I mean, we could keep him in a... No, even keeping him in an airlock might be risky. Like I was saying, we could put him in an airlock. He gets out of the suit, goes into a new suit, or something, and then we just jettison the old suit, or something.
If I put it near the door, right?
Yeah.
Would that work? I get out of it at the door, very carefully. Don't get any of it on me. Get into the new suit, and then we blow the door.
I guess, yeah.
Okay.
Or we fry the suit here inside this derelict ship.
I don't care what you do with the suit after I'm out of it.
Right.
You can burn it, you can dissolve it, jettison it, whatever. Just, I want to get out of it.
Yeah.
Okay, so not long later, maybe 15 minutes, another soldier comes over with the suit and all the decontaminant stuff.
Right.
Do you want to put Iona in one of the airlocks and then get the power on?
I think, yeah, let's do it. Then
Okay.
that'll give Lister a chance to shine, right?
Great.
Is it just Lister going to engineering?
Yeah. Well, I think we need
Nobody travels alone, right?
Stan should come with me.
You want me to go back past that thing? Fine. No one promised I'd live forever in this outfit. Okay.
I mean, hey, like, I might need help with this. You make sure your grav boots are on, magnet locked boots are on, or whatever, properly, and don't go dancing near organic things like that.
Yeah. Okay. So, make a mobility roll.
Go ahead.
Well, Stan does just fine.
Where is mobility?
Is that a skill?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's only like 12 of them.
It's under agility. Nicely done.
Okay. All right. So the two of you gingerly step around this thing, stay far away from it, and through the already pried open door, make your way through the short tunnel to the other door. Prying it open, you find yourself in engineering. The reactor is in front of you. Lots of screens and panels with buttons to push and dials to turn. The usual. This portable power generator won't last a long time. It's not necessarily meant to power a ship.
Yeah.
And keep its reactor going, at all. But you could probably get yourselves maybe 10 minutes of power, maybe 15 if you keep certain systems off.
Yeah. Do we see any more of those creature things?
Nope.
Okay. I checked the motion tracker just to be safe.
You're good.
Okay, let's get this thing ready to go.
All right. What do you leave off?
So do you guys need oxygen? Atmo?
Well,
I would think so. I think the thing to leave off would be any engines.
Engines off, artificial gravity off. Or actually, artificial gravity on, and then lights off. No, lights on.
Lights hardly take any power compared to the other.
I'm just worried of what might trigger the creature. Doors, hull integrity, stuff like that. We probably don't need. Well, we do need the doors for the airlock, so we need doors. Any other systems I'm forgetting?
no, I think those would be sufficient for this.
Okay, so like the minimum amount we need, try and make it focused on the area where they're planning to do this Hail Mary.
Mm-hmm.
Say, okay, we're starting in 3, 2, 1. You have 10 minutes.
Okay, and it's up. So with Iona in or ready to go into that airlock, yeah, and power goes up. So emergency lighting is active, and he gets in there with the extra suit. Well, sorry, he gets in there. He gets out of the suit, leaving it at the airlock door, and then checks himself. You get visual on him. He looks all right. But gets sprayed down in decon gel, which he looks thrilled about, but also thrilled about, and then gets into the other suit.
Okay.
It's like, all right, well, this is squishy, but I guess I'm okay now. If there's anything to decontaminate, I'm like swimming in it.
Okay.
All right.
Is he good?
You think so?
Yeah, okay. I guess let's bring him back and we'll quarantine him.
I check the motion tracker and then I turn off the engine.
The power.
Okay. Yep.
The power, yeah.
Yeah, the thing on the motion tracker.
Okay. I feel like if someone was on the ship,
if someone was on the ship, you probably would have picked them up by now. It's not a very big ship.
Yeah.
Right. I was going to say we probably would have seen them by now.
That too. Yeah. Or heard them. All right. Well.
Yeah, let's get the hell out of here.
Anything worth salvaging?
You could go to the armory. You could get EVA suits.
All right. Whatever. Sure.
All right. There's a lot of guns. And I don't mean like in a
Matrix sort of way.
No, there are crates of modern UPP weapons, AK-4047 rifles, combat armor, sizable for a crew of soldiers.
Yeah. What the hell was this boat about, by the way?
Well, you'd have to try to find logs somewhere.
Yeah. Well, they were destroyed.
Is I try looking like a couple of places for that. Can I like make an observation roll?
Uh, with the power on or off?
Oh, for the logs being on. Could I have tried to grab some logs while the power was on while they were doing the
That Timmons?
quarantine?
Yeah. Honestly, if the bridge looks like it's been, wrecked, then tactical might have access to the same systems, or at
Okay.
least some of them. To make a contact roll.
Okay.
Nice.
I can get more if I push, right?
Possibly.
What's the advice? Is it pushing bad or is pushing?
No, pushing is something you do when you need to do it.
Okay, I don't think I need to do it. I have a thing called long haul, which I can ignore all failures from a single roll. So if I do push it, I can ignore the failures, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna do that since it's a once per act, and I feel like this might be the end of an act.
Still just one. Okay.
So this one. Okay.
Okay. A lot of stuff is garbled, but sort of scrolling through things, most recent backwards, I guess. There was a nav data wipe with the well, you're not super clear on UPP rankings necessarily. Thankfully, you have Stan right there, who can tell you that was actually wiped from the captain's station. And then some reference, almost a throwaway reference in a general sort of, daily log, the most recent one, a reference to the Great Mother Mission Space Operating Forces contingent.
Mm-hmm. What does it say? Does it say we're like space serial killers or something?
No. But the last thing to happen was the nav data wipe.
Okay. I'll keep a record of this and share it with Hideo.
All right. And then, yeah, your 10 minutes is up.
Okay.
Go kick the power out.
Yeah.
And make your way back to the Solovetsky Island.
Yeah.
Okay. So leaving the Sokol behind and the weird fleshy blob thing that spat stuff out, you return to the Solovetsky Island.
Yeah, and I'll say, Hideo, there's some weird stuff over here, and I'll show him the like printout or whatever, like what I've got written down from the logs. So you said it was the mother mission was mentioned, and then there was a data wipe, right?
Yeah. So
SOFC is what I remember.
Great Mother Mission Space Operating Forces Contingent. Oop. Too many. And oops. Okay, now he's talking. Oh, it must be a token thing. That makes sense. Okay, and then yes, a nav data wipe was the last thing to be done on the computers.
Yeah, I'm a little bit confused about the Great Mother mission being mentioned on there because it's just like a text thing. Like it's just like is it like a header? Is it the ship was part of it? Because I thought we confirmed the ship wasn't part of it.
As far as you know, this model of ship is not in the Great Mother Mission flotilla.
Yeah, and look at all the fucking firepower they had on here. This was some kind of an arms shipment that they're being run. But remember Victor Drubov and how his mercenaries down there on that planet? He's the one that told us to beware about the
This
great.
is exploration vessel, scout ship.
Yeah.
Did the Great Mother mission have like like a fleet before us?
Shouldn't have. I mean, your ships are sort of de facto scouts in a way.
But not like this.
Not like this, no. And anything that did that sort of fill that sort of role regularly returned to the flotilla with, any data they'd picked up.
Mm-hmm.
But there aren't many because mainly we have the data, we just need to check the planets. And, ships like the Solovetsky Island are equipped to handle themselves in that sort of situation. So, yep, this is a relatively light vessel. It's almost shaped like a rocket.
Mm-hmm.
The way the engine is set, and the main engine in the back and the two engines on the side. So it's sort of egg shape with rockets and then longer bit and then another rocket. So,
is it an older model than ours?
No. I mean, not to your knowledge.
Okay. We need to put like a transponder on here. Like if anyone gets close to this, no survivors, all useful salvage removed, and then put biohazard danger quarantine.
Yeah. Okay. Let's do this. And the transponder is put over, and Iona is quarantined still, just to be safe.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like Hideo, you've got someone to keep an eye on.
Yeah.
Make sure transforms.
Make sure your pet doesn't die.
Yeah, right. Seriously.
And then you, step back on course for the next mission.
It would be really valuable if we could somehow figure out where this ship had actually been.
Well, as has been noted, all the nav data was wiped.
Yeah. It's very similar to the nav data wipe that happened on the other planet, I'm guessing.
Except
which you know from the logs.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I was going to say these characters wouldn't even know about that necessarily.
They would have heard reference to it. Their crew. It's not a huge crew. Or rather, it's not like a huge crew in terms of the dedicated, crew. But there are still logs and reports of that, so that would have been mentioned. By and large, unless I tell you something, presume you know most of what happened to the previous characters within reason. So, you don't know quite what they were like when they faced down death in the end, but you know that they apparently got killed by some feral humans.
Yeah.
Okay. And so this gets recorded in your ship's log, and the course is reset again. And with that, I think we'll bring this session to a close. So hope you enjoyed. Nice spooky ghost ship and stuff. And weirder mysteries behind the stuff, maybe behind the scenes. Who knows? I'm not spoiling anything. So, if you want to give a shout out to anything on the way out, Corbin.
I'm Awkward Jam Corbin. I'm currently doing some stuff with Onyx Path. You can find me on YouTube on Awkward Jam Corbin. Yeah, on YouTube, and then I'm doing a Story Path Nexus Game Jam right now on Drive Through RPG with Onyx Path. It's in February of 2025. It ends around the 22nd. I don't think this video will be out by then. I'm not sure.
Who knows?
Who
I
knows?
can throw everything up as soon as I got it edited, but that would also be a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So, but there will be other Story Path Nexus game jams. So
yeah, usually around February, and maybe if there's a big enough release that for the Nexus that it's like, oh yeah, they're putting out this new book or something on the Nexus Game Jam, on the Story Path Nexus, then I'd be like, hey, let's do a game jam, celebrate that it's now unlocked for Nexus for community content.
Right. Awesome. Hey, Matt.
Matt E. from Old Bones Publishing signing off. All your horror fantasy needs if you like D100 gaming. That's the way we spin it. All meat, no filler. All right.
Nice. Yep. Can confirm from the player side of things. So, all right. Cool. And I, as always, am your host, Simon, and this is the Tabletop Almanac. This has been an episode of the Great Mother Mission, the Lost Worlds campaign for the Alien RPG, Building Better Worlds. So until next time, if you see weird, gross things on derelict spaceships, don't get anywhere near them and just leave right away.
Yeah.
Because it's just safer that way. In fact, you know what? Don't go into space. And in fact, go underground, but not too deep underground, because who knows what's down there.
Never leave your house ever.
Never. Yeah. You know what? If you need a good guideline, just listen to YOLO by The Lonely Island, and you'll get a good idea of what not to do. So until then, stay safe, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.